Hello, everybody. It's Gwen, CraftyLadyDesigns.com. Uh, I am going to do a tutorial. I've been thinking about doing this. There again, I've watched a ton of YouTube bookmakings, various kinds, envelope makings with several of the artists. And I was watching this the other day. Again, I was watching Wendy, and I was watching. Oh, let's see who else was doing it. I think Gail has made books with envelopes. Tracy Fox, various ones. So the upshot is I am making my own book with envelopes. These are three little books that I've made. Now they're small because I bought small envelopes. I bought the envelopes at, I think, Hobby Lobby. They measure folded 4.5 by 5 3/4. 4.5 by 5 3/4. Now here are three of them. They are hand sewn with a 3-hole pamphlet stitch. Oh, bear with me. I'm going to try to do this with my new setup, and I don't know, but do the best I can. It may have to come in two segments. I made these round decorations here with a punch, of course. And as I've embellished with some lace and pattern paper, and this is sari silk with a rusted pin. And I have covered the books. I wanted to use up some of the Tim Holtz paper that are the little itsy bitsy squares. You don't know what to do with them, or I don't know what to do with them. So I've covered two of the books out of the three with that paper. And the one I'm going to make tonight for the demo, I'm going to use that paper as well. When you open it up, I have made a file cover for the whole. It's got one signature, and I made a file cover for the signature. Now, on this one, I made a pocket. I'm going to cover the front, the back, and both inside flaps with Tim Holtz paper. I made a pocket. This one has a pocket on the inside. And I discovered after I made the pocket on the inside, I made a thumb pull with my envelope punch board, that it's just real inconvenient to slip anything in it. Now you can, and you could put something in there that you want to stay in there virtually that you don't use every day or every whatever. However, I changed that. I put one pocket on one of the books pocket, the thumb pull on the outside, and then the other one I just didn't put one. Here's a doily that is a distressed doily. I got this off of Sagrita's Coffee. And here is, of course, one page. I stamped it with a little. Now this is all coffee dyed paper, and I'll show you how. I'll show it well when we get into it how I cut down the size of the papers. This is a book page. This is a little pocket that I made with craft cardstock. I punched this with a scallop punch by Stampin' Up! Old. I've had it forever. I made this. This is just a little Edith Holden's, one of her little book pages, and I put it on coffee dye paper, and then uh, it's got purple virgin something, some kind of flower. I zigzagged around it, and it fits down the pocket. This is just a little tag that I made and stamped on it, and it's the top of it is a punch out from one of my punches, and I do think that's a Stampin' Up! Punch as well. And it's just cardstock, one of Tim's, and then I just put a little stamp on top. And they're all virtually the same. I stamped on here, little moments, big memories. This is the other part of the book page. A lot of journaling room. This is one of my favorite little new stamps. It's the frog on the bicycle. You've seen that if you've seen my thing. This is from Denise at A Tattered Dream. It's a layaway ticket. Now, this is serrated where you could rip this off. And when I folded this to put in here, it weakened that. So I put some washi tape on it. And this is the center of our signature. And this is just a stamp. Nothing there, just flying by to say hi. Uh, Another book page or the back of the book page. Plenty of room to write. So these small little ones, thinking of you, and then here's the back of the file folder. Um, these can be thrown in your purse. They're just great little, of course, this is virtually the same. This has got an envelope on it that was made by Sagrita, and you open it up. I'm going to flip through. This is just a little pocket. I got these from Denise as well. This is a Tim Holtz New Buggy stamp. This is a tea bag. Oh, I need to put this where I found these. I made these tea bags out of book paper, and there was a demo, and then I zigzagged all around, and it's just like a real tea bag. And I've got this punch. This is an old punch from Stamping Up, and it looks like a tea bag, and I stamped it with a little butterfly, put a grommet in it, etc. So that fits down in our little sack. But those were so fun to make. I made a whole bunch of them. And then there again, just the paper book page. I just tore that. This is a side pocket. This is a Rita Donnelly uh, side flip. And this is also just a little, this is a graphic 45 that I stuck in there. This is, I had these left over. These are cut-offs. So I just cut them at I don't know. They're three and three quarters. There's about 2 7/8 writing space, just stapled. And I've got these brass staples that if you have just I've got a hand, I forget, it's a pink one. It's of course it's not Tim's. His is a miniature. I had Tim's. I had the miniature. I was using it one day. I hadn't had it a month, and it just fell apart. So I apologized to him, but it did. But but these are standard size staples in a hand staple, and they're brass. Love them. This is Tim Holtz's Flurry stencil. There's the back page of the book page. There again, here's another one of the little, you could journal on these, write notes, whatever. These are great to carry in your purse and put your grocery list or your things to do or whatever. This is just a little book. It was a cut off. Where is it? Oh, yeah, cut off, and I just put some paper on it and whatever, and it fits down. So I just, nothing. And then there's the back part of that envelope that Sagrita made. And then here's the back part of the, with the rose. This is just a generic. And I covered the inside back and the inside front with the pattern paper. Oh, this pattern paper come from a pad that I have. Yeah. And then this has the same. Wendy made a whole bunch of these little round tabs one day, and I made them. And then I decorated them with cheesecloths and a flower and a little cutout. Put sari silk in the top. And then there again, they've all got little rusty pins in them. I got the rusty pins. I just ordered some more. I ran out from Denise at A Tattered Dream. They're all 3-hole pamphlet stitch, all hand sewn. And go real quick. This has got the same medallion on the front. This is Tim Holtz paper. There again, there's the file folder. There's the doily. This is a new book that I bought online. It's God, I had it night school. What is it? You know what it is. Oh, I forget. Shorthand book. And then here's some more paper. This is an Edith Holden's page out of one of her books. And they're all different. They're all different. That's just a stamp that I have with flowers. This is a stamp that you could journal on. Here's a tag. And I did my Tiffany & Co. stamp. This is just a real pretty girl. And what I did, I put her on the back of cardstock, and then I zigzagged around it. And then this is just a tag out of Tim's paper. And this has got a piece of muslin on the top as a pull. Put that in the pocket. This is another one of Denise's layaway tickets. And I zigzagged across. If you can see it, I don't know if you can see it. On this one, instead of putting the washi tape, I zigzagged across the serrated part so it wouldn't come off. You can probably see it there. And then just a stamp. And I'm going to try to get through this the best I can. I had a Ustream program for a long time and did a 3-hour show, and then there they are. I did a 3-hour show every week for a long time, which I love doing. And then, of course, now you have to pay to be on their show. So this is the first time I've done a demo for a long time, and I hope you enjoy it. If you have any questions, please leave it down below when I finish. It's going to be probably a little long tutorial. I find it's too long. Oh, it might be an hour. I don't know. Who knows? I'll do the best I can. Some of it I have prefixed or whatever, so it wouldn't be too terribly long, but I want to go through the process. Now, the envelopes I'm using, I think I know I got a light to turn out because it just is too, there we go, I think. And I got a glare. I don't, okay. Sorry for the glare. These are the envelopes that I'm using. They're a value pack, 50 pieces or recollection. So I got them at Michael's. I'm trying to see the size. You take 2 envelopes. Now this is the same premise that I watched. And these are 2 envelopes. Now they've got the pointed tops. And the ones that Wendy did were bigger envelopes. She did them different. This is completely different. It's a takeoff on that. It's my takeoff on that. So you need 2 envelopes. Now these, you can use any size envelope you want. You just have to measure your components that you're going to use in your embellishments and whatever to correlate with your size. This is 4 3/8 by 5 3/4. 4 3/8 by 5 3/4. Now, you're going to take both envelopes and you're going to put them together. Now, as I say, I did this a little bit different. I'm going to use Fabri-Tac. Fabri-Tac dries pretty fast for, and what we're going to do, we're going to attach these to each other like so, like this. So it'll fold and this will fold. Now you want to make sure that you allow a little space so that those will fold nicely. So I'm going to take my Fabri-Tac and I'm going to glue them together. I don't glue that completely up to that line, but just enough glue to glue them together so they'll hold, and they will. And then I'm going to slip this inside the other envelope, and I'm going to try to allow just a little bit, and I'm going to check that so that that will fold, and it does. It folds nicely. And then I'm going to press that down like so. Now, I didn't show you, but on the one, let's see. Okay, this is the one that I put the pocket opening in on the outside, which would be easier for you to, put something in there or whatever. And then one of them I didn't put in when I put the wrong way. So this is open. So if I close this up, if I just glue this like so, and like I did, you could put it, but it didn't work. But to glue it all and then put the pocket on the outside would be okay. This one, I'm just going to close it up, but you could do it any way you want to do it. Now, I'm going to glue this down on the outside. I got to remember to stay up here. This is not where I normally work. I had to bring everything over here, but I didn't forget anything. So we're going to bring this over here, and we're going to put that down like so. I should have brought some baby wipes, but I didn't. Okay, we're going to put that down like so. I'm going to cover up my glue. I'm using Fabri-Tac on this. Fabri-Tac is a silicone glue, and it's not made with water, and it's really good to use. I don't know, it dries very quickly. It's very sturdy glue, and it doesn't warp your paper. So there we have the envelope. Now, what I'm going to do very quickly, I'm going to I'm going to stain this, age it, as Wendy said. I'm going to age this. These are they're addictive. Well, I made those 3, and I've been wanting to do this tutorial because I think they're so cute. You can put them in your books. You can, oh, I'm sorry, I'm out of frame. When I was on Ustream, I had a chat, with the gals that would come, and they would say, "Gwen, you're out of frame. Get in frame." It was fun to do, but they've changed all that. I don't think I'm not interested. I don't think in going live on YouTube. I might do more of these little tutorials, but I don't think I want to go live. Okay, I've got that all the way around. Put this up. Okay, so there is virtually our book. Now we're going to cover the front, both inside pages and the back. Now I'm going to measure, and I'm going to use this paper. I'm going to use Tim Holtz paper, the little whatever. So this is going to, and I'm going to try to leave 1/8 of an inch all the way around. This is 4 1/4. So I'm going to make a 4 by 5 3/8. 4 1/4 by 5 3/8. And these are directional, so it's going to be, let's see. I want the long part. Yeah, so 5 3/8. By 4 1/4. Is that right? Did I do that right? No, I didn't. So no, I didn't. So this is 4 1/4. I do this all the time. 4 1/4 by 5 3/8. And I'm going to try and do another one and hope it works. 5 3/8. So these are going to be on the front. And oh, I made that pretty. Well, I'm going to cut that down a little bit because I made that just a little bit shorter than what I wanted to. So I'm going to make it work, but that's okay. So it's even. And this one as well. I'm going to take a little off. I must have measured wrong. That's okay. That is okay. As Wendy says, it's all good. Okay. So those are the 2 center ones. This is the same thing. How did I do that? Okay, that's 5 1/4. 5 1/4. 5 3/8, I think it was. Here we go. See, I did that wrong. I want to turn it. It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. As Wendy says, it's all good. Probably should have pre-cut these. You don't need to see me cutting paper. Oh, come on here. Okay, I'm going to mark it. I haven't got time to mess with it. I haven't got time to mess with it. I used to love doing demos. So we're going to have 4 of these. We now have 3. And this is not big enough for anything. And this I'm going to throw away. So we have another piece here. I'm only doing 1. Let's just do this. Let's do this. Save a lot of grief. Have you all had a wonderful weekend? The weekend's about over. I got to go back to work tomorrow along with everybody else. Okay, here we go. Okay, And those are all cut. So we should have 4 pieces cut, and we do. Okay, now I'm also going to distress the outer edges. I'm using coffee. I am using Ranger's archival coffee, which I love. And I just go around so it will, you've done this, I'm sure. Now we could have some newbies, but this just takes away that white edge. It distresses it, makes it a little antique-y, whatever, and that's kind of the premise of this with the coffee dyed paper and whatever. It's all coffee dyed paper. Okay. Now, if you want, okay, we'll put the front and the back on first. Here. Oh, that doesn't work. What happened there? What happened there? What did I do or not do? Something's not right. Two of them aren't right. Well, we'll fix it. I don't know. I should have pre-cut this probably, but I wanted you to. Huh. That's strange. I'm going to measure those. Okay, it's all good, Wendy. It's all good. Oh, lossy. Okay. Okay, let's see how this is. Well, that's still not right. There's something wrong here. What did I do? I hope these fit. I hope these fit. I'm not starting over. I am not starting over because I've already got all this cat. Let's just kind of very quickly. If you want to do the thumb pull and if you want to make a pocket, this is the time to do it. That's very easy. It's no big to do. Okay, these are all. Okay, there's 4 of them. I hope they fit. Here we go. Of course, jelly side down, as Mother used to say. Every time you drop something, if it's wet, if it's this, if it's that, it's always the bad side down. Okay. I cut these a little larger than I normally do, but that's okay. Okay, these are the outside. This is the inside. So if you're going to make the thumb pulls, and I will, so to show you how to do it. So we're going to glue these down with the Fabri-Tac by Beacon. I watch Genevieve's, and she has a fantastic following. And she every time, because she has so many newbies. Okay, now keep in mind this is the outside. Center it as best you can with your borders. And as I say, I left this as a bird, so I'm going to have to watch the direction on the bird. We don't want him upside down. I love Fabri-Tac. You know, I didn't used to. I've crafted for 15 years or more. I started out as a card maker, however, and we did. I didn't used to. And I got into the journals and the bookmaking, and I got into 3D after my greeting cards. And I do now. I like it. Now we're going to do the inside. So if you are going to do the thumb pull and leave it as a pocket, you need to lay this out like so. That's the, make sure it's the right direction with the bird. It is. Okay. So you're going to take this, and on the left side, you're going to measure the halfway mark. This is 5 and a, well, virtually 5 and a quarter, which is 2, 5 and a quarter, 2.5, 2.5 is 5, plus an 8 is 2 3/8. So you're going to take this to your, punch board. That doesn't look right. 5 and a quarter and 5 and a quarter, 2.5 plus an is 2 5/8. 2 5/8 is the center, and punch it like so. And there's your thumb pull. I'm going to do it on this one as well. On the right hand side, you're going to make 2 5/8. Right there is the center. Okay, there we go. And you can, oops, whoops. I'm going to go over that new punch just real quick with the, so that's how you make, that's the way I like to make the thumb pull. You can also use a 1-inch, 2-inch, a punch, circle punch, and do half. Now, in putting these down, you're going to cover this up, but you're going to leave this open. So we're going to glue this on 3 sides. So I'm going to turn it over, and I'm going to glue it down on 3 sides, just 3 sides, just a light bead of glue on 3 sides, so you can use this as a pocket. There again, line it up, and you're going to close up this other side, but that's okay. So there you go. You're going to do the same with the other side, just on 3 sides. I've done this so many times I was going to make a pocket in one of my books and accidentally closed up everything. We'll try to line this up with both sides. Now they're not going to be together, they're going to be separated, but still you want to, now see, there is your pocket right there. This is your book, this is your book. Open it up, and then there's your pocket. Open it up and see all the people. Okay, so we have the book made. That was very simple. Well, it took us 27 minutes, but that's okay. But what if you, I do assembly line type crafting a lot. You know, you do this and so several times, and then whatever. So you open it. So there's your book. Now we're going to set this aside. Now, these papers to put in your signatures. This is an A4 size. This is 8 wide by, and the reason I have this is I buy these. I buy these coffee dyed papers out of a company on, I dye my own as well, but I also buy them. This is 8 well, it's a little less than 11 and a half, and I think they're just 8 wide. No, they're not 8 and a half. They're 8 and a quarter. They're 8 and a quarter by 11 and a half. So they're A4s. But that's okay. So to get my the right size for my book, I fold them in half. Now you could use 8 and a half, 11, but I fold them in half. I turn it and I fold it in half again, like so. And then I take my cutting board and I cut off the bottom. And that gives me 2 pieces. 1, 2, it gives you, let's see, to, oh, what, well, we got 4. So I do it that way. So you fold it in half, you fold it in half again, you turn it. Now here's your, you don't cut this one, you cut the bottom. You cut the bottom one, the second fold. So you, just a hair, just to cut that off, just to open that up. And that opens that up, and you have individual. So you want 6 sheets. So it takes 3 sheets of paper, fold it in half, fold it in quarters, and then cut along the bottom fold. Not the side fold, but the bottom fold. Like so. So we have 6 sheets. Now we put them like we do all books. We put them inside of each other. We're going to make, this is going to be our signature. So we have 3 pieces of paper. That one could be trimmed down just a hair. I'm going to trim it down just a wee bit. We have one signature that has 6 sheets, double-sided. Now, I'm not going to do it now because I don't think I can. Oh, I'm sorry. I'm not going to. So we have, this is our signature, like so. We have 6 pieces of paper. We have 3 pieces of paper folded in half, folded in quarters. So that is the, so we're going to have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 12. We've got 24 pages, front and back, 24 pages. Now we're going to start embellishing these pages with additional, put this up. I don't think we need that anymore. So this is, I made this. This is just a piece of cardstock that I made into a file folder with the envelope punch board. There's a ton of how you do this on you know, making file folders. Very simple. So I cut it to size. I punched it out. I trimmed it off, etc. I embellished it here with Timmy's template. So then I'm going to encase the whole thing. Now it's not perfect. It wasn't supposed to be. It's like so. But I'm going to open this up. Now let me get one of my books and see how I laid this out. Oh, I didn't bring over a doily. Well, that's okay. Did I do a doily on all of them? Didn't do a doily. Okay, that's okay. I'm going to take Edith Holden's paper out of Edith Holden's book. I'm just going to start, and I'm just building this for the tutorial. And then I'm going to go through a couple of pages. I'm going to pull this out. I'm going to put in a book page. This is from a French book that I have. I've had it forever. Put that in there. This is a tag. It's just a tag that I coffee dyed the other day. And I'm going to put it here. Let's see, no, I'm not. This is Tim Holtz paper. It was, they don't make it anymore, and I bought it about out, but I absolutely love it. On the, and I talked about this before, they indicated it was glassine paper. It's not the glassine like we think about, but it's a different texture, but I just love it. And as I say, they're not making it anymore. And I folded in it. This was the actual size, and I folded it in half, and then I went around it with a Martha Stewart. Now, on the center, I'm going to put this tag, and it's coffee dyed, and it's just going to be our center. So I'm going to put this all back. I think that's all I'm going to put in this one, simply because we're already at 34 minutes. So here we are, and I'm going to leave this like so. And this is going to fit in our book, like so. So there virtually is our book. And you open it up, and there's your pocket. There's your file folder. There's another paper. Here's just a journaling page, another journaling page. I don't have anything else to put in it. A book page, a journaling page. You could stamp on that. Here's Timmy's paper. And you open this up. Journaling. Here's the center with our tag, and then you go through the back. So that is virtually. I'm not going to be able to trim this down, but that's okay. So what I've got, I want to make sure that I've got everything the way I want it. See, there's, okay, I want Edith, I want her more in the center. And you want to make sure. Now, I made a lot of books. So I am going to virtually play this by ear with my punching my holes. If you haven't done this, there's a lot of instructions on BookTube how to do the pamphlet stitch. The 3-hole pamphlet stitch and the 5-hole pamphlet stitch, in my opinion, are the easiest to do. So I'm going to open this up because I'm going to sew this. I'm going to sew this like now. And I'm going to do it all at one time. Here's our book. Here is the, okay, here is the front. Here is the top. You should always mark the top on your signatures. I have been known to sew them upside down. I have been known to sew one upside down. So you need to really kind of be conscious of that. Okay, here we go. Now this is the center of our signature in our book. I'm going to do a 3-hole pamphlet stitch. Oh boy. I'm going to do one in the middle and one on the side about 1 inch in and one on the other side about 1 inch in. There I have 3 holes. There's one in the center, one at 1 inch in, and one at 1 inch in. Now I'm going to take some clips and I'm going to secure this. I can't secure the center one because it's too short, but that's okay. Because once I sew this, I'll let's see, let me move this up just a little bit. I could have cut those down just a wee bit, so I'm going to secure these with these clips just to keep it steady. Now, as I say, that center one, I can't, once I stitch that in the center, it'll be okay. And then I'm going to clip it here. That could have come down a little, but that's okay. I can trim this up later after. I'm not going to take the time out now because we're already at 38 minutes. For goodness sakes. One more clip. Love these clips. They're hard to use, I think, but I like the clips. Okay, one more clip. And make sure this is snug back in here. You want that good and taut. Okay. Now I'm going to take an awl, A-W-L, or you can use an ice pick, you can use a punchy tool, whatever you want. And I'm going to punch a hole in the center all the way through, like so, like so. And then I'm going to go down to the end, the top, take that one, and then down at the bottom, like so, all the way through. Now this is a pretty big awl. I guess I make my holes a little larger so it's easier to sew through. I use, and I get this at Hobby Lobby, I use wax thread, waxed book binding thread. It's easier to use, it doesn't tangle, you can secure it, etc. You can buy it at Amazon, different kinds. I like this. Now you're supposed to make, this is only a 3-hole pamphlet stick. You're supposed to go 3 lengths of your book. And I am, but that is always 2 times more than you need. But I'm going to do it. Thread your needle. I've got a darning type needle. It's got a blunt end. I use the others and I'd always stick myself, and I like this. It's got a large eye, and this thread, you can kind of squeeze it together, flatten it out, because it's got that coating on it. Okay, so we're going to, it's very easy. We're going to start in the center. We're going to go in the center, pull it all the way through, leave yourself a tail, like so, and go in the top. I go in the top. Go in the top, pull it all the way through. Uh-oh, and don't get caught on the clip, which I did, but that's okay. Make sure you keep your tail. Pull it all the way through. I go down to the bottom next. Pull it all the way through. I still get caught on things, and I've done a ton of them. Now, when you go back through the center, you're going to go back through the center. You want to make sure that your thread is on the other side of that center. You want one of your tails on one side and one on the other. So when you tie them together, you secure that thread so it won't slip on you. Oh, and then you pull through. You don't undo it. And if you don't, you can, come on, Nellie. See, okay, because I've loosened that up, but you'll tighten it up when you get it. So you pull that through the center. So you go through the center, you go through the top, you come all the way back, you go through the bottom, all the way, and then you go back through the center, and here we are at the very beginning. Now what you do, I'm going to cut this off. See, I had plenty. Pull this sideways and make it taut. And check on your back to make sure that that's good and tight. And then I do a square knot. And tying this wax thread is, I've seen them use sewing thread. Now, you can either cut this off short, pull off your, pull off your clips. You can either cut this short, leave it long. You can close it, you can cut it off short, close this up, staple it or glue it on the side and make a pocket out of it to close up. Some people don't like to see the strings. I don't care. Or you can put little medallions on the end. There's a little gal that started a hearts on a string. She put little hearts. So do whatever you want to with it. So there is your book. There is your book. Like so. Now, I take my bone folder and I press that down. I mean, there's quite a bit in there for such a little book. As I say, these would be great to put in your purse and whatever. So there is the book. You open it up. There is your pocket. You put something in your pocket. Put a tag in your pocket, whatever you want to put. There is your file folder. There's a decorative. You can start stamping and whatever you want to do. Book page, here's, and start putting on all kinds of things. There's a tag. I'm going to leave that like so. I'll probably work on this a little after. I'm not going to completely embellish this. We don't have time. But virtually, and then of course here's your other side that you could put in a tag, like so. So what I am going to do to finish it up at this point, I am going to put one of the medallions on it, just like I did the others. I made these, as I say, Wendy had a little medallion thing. Different than these, but basically the same. I got 4 of them here. This one kind of matches. Now, on this one I put something behind it to enhance it. This one, I used a 3-inch punch and made a thing behind it. I don't have that handy, and that's okay. I don't need it because that's got the flower and that's going to show up because this is a little bit lighter. And it's got Sari Silk. I have a grommet in it. That's going to cover it. It's got a book page on the back, but I got a flower and it's got uh, some lace on it that I got. So we're going to put this on as well. Whoops, I don't drop it. I have the drops. I just love them. I think they're so cute. They're kind of addictive. And you can put them in your books, your junk journals, or as I say, you can just use them better. I'm going to turn this around real quick so I can get it straight. I want to make sure that I have this. And I'm just going to put this right in the center, like so, and hold it down. I could have put something underneath, like so. But I didn't, but that's okay. And there's our book. Now you need to stamp and embellish and add all kinds of memorabilia. I've got all kinds of things out here, but we're already at 46 minutes. I've got a whole bunch of things that you could put in the side and really spiff it up. So if there are any questions, that's virtually how you make them, basically. If there are any questions, I'm more than happy to answer them. I'd love a thumbs up. I would really appreciate it. Where's the other one? I haven't. Oh, here it is. So here now we have 4. There's 3, and then here's the one. Here are these. Here's the one that we made today. And see, as I say, you just open it up, and there's your little, with your pocket on, you know. There's the back. There's the pocket. Oh, pocket on the back. If you have any questions, please ask me down below. I'll be more than happy to answer. I don't know when we'll sell these or not. I might. I know they're doing a lot of small little, books for their journals and different things. I don't know. Maybe not. I just like making them, and then they do fit down in a good pocket in a nice size junk journal. As I say, I'm making another junk journal to with Nick's new her new class. I'm going to put some of that information down below. So there again, there were several that inspired me. Tracy Fox, Wendy, Gail, who else? I think Yvonne made some envelope books. There are a lot of them. You look up on YouTube envelope books and there's 10,000 of them. But this is my take on the envelope books. You could make these any size you want. This just happened to be the size envelopes that I bought, which I like this size. I really do. So if there are any questions, as I say, please contact me down below. I'd appreciate a thumbs up if you enjoyed this. And I will be back with another flip through when I get my new book finished. I haven't started yet. I'm kind of in the planning stage, but I will be back with that as well. So thank you so much for joining me. Again, my name is Gwen. Leave a thumbs up and a comment down below if you enjoyed this. And I will be back again and see you in the next video. Thank you so very much.